Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Betrayal at Krondor. Let's go ahead and continue south to Sildon. I did restock on provisions back up at Romney. It wasn't that expensive, so yeah, whatever. Do need to keep an eye out for any more enemies. Sometimes you can see them, sometimes you can't. But here we are down at Sildon. Doesn't look like there's anyone else guarding the way. So let's go ahead and bookmark. And let's go in. I don't think there's anything that I want to buy here. I definitely don't need Silverthorn anymore. I could actually use some more Aventurine. Okay, I'll accept that. How are we doing on restoratives? You've got 20. 2419. Give you 4. 22 and 24. I guess with a full stack on everyone, I'm okay. You're not going to take this, are you? No, didn't think so. Would you take these? Nope. Alright. Anything else I don't want to sell? Nope, you won't take that. Figure I have to just leave that behind. I could sell these. I did end up using the using this on our weapons just because I figured, you know, why not? Alright, I don't think there's anything else that I want there. Tavern. Should be able to bard again. 60 sovereigns. I forgot to mark some things. Spoiled rations. Wow. Weaponcraft and barding have both gone up. Your barding has gone up. Let's talk to you. James motioned to the man across the room. Sometimes I come to this place to drink and gab, the man said. But sometimes I come to gab. Well, then perhaps you could tell us, James began hopefully. Before he could finish, the man interrupted. Today I just came to drink. What about you? James paused. Though he had thought to get the man's attention, he decided he was far more interested in what the man was whispering to a mercenary who was seated nearby. Well, who has the crawler's key, then? The man shrugged. Kivo dropped it in the scramble out of the sewers. After they did in the upright man, none of us had the desire to stick about any longer. Mockers were right mad. So it's still in the sewers, is it? Or unless one of the Mockers boys picked it up, I'd say so, yes. Not like it matters what the crawler crawled away to the Sunset Isles. Disturbed, James slipped away from the conversation. Though it was possible the men were bandying about things overheard from a rumor monger, the demise of the upright man in Krondor would have far-reaching implications, both for the kingdom and for himself. Oh my. We are definitely going to have to swing back to Krondor. James motioned to the figure across the room. The man walked over to join them. He stood before them, eyebrows arched inquisitively. As the keeper of a tavern, I imagine you get quite a bit of traffic through here, and lots of people wanting to buy or sell items that were, shall we say, indiscriminately acquired? Who would I speak to if my interests lay in that direction? Any that walks the streets. Sildon is not known for its reputable patronage, as you no doubt have seen. Why would this interest you? I need to find out about the possible purchase of 2 very special items that may have been picked up here in Sildon. I'm looking for whoever might have sold them. If an item is sold in Sildon, then I am the only man that you should speak to. Any other transactions are done the Sildon way. Very well, Joftaz. I need to find out what you may know about either a brass spyglass or a silver spider. I'd be willing to pay in gold. You will pay, most undoubtedly, for that information, but I am not interested in your kingdom coins. If it were gold, I could come up with the sum I want myself. No, what I require is the assistance of a thief. Why do you think I would be of any help? I live in a city of thieves. I have spent my life knowing how to sense them, and I know most assuredly that you have a thief's instincts. This is the bargain. I will tell you about the silver spiders that I sell on occasion, and you will find a bag of powder that was stolen by the crawler. It has most likely been taken to his house near here. The house is locked, and I suspect that the pouch will be hidden away in a chest or cabinet or such. Any thief could do that for you. Why would we be especially qualified for this? Because all the thieves in this place, they are all the hands and eyes of the crawler. To be working for me, that would be death for them. Why? What is it that is in this powder bag? I have made my offer. The information for the pouch. Do we have a deal? Yeah, I guess so. My bump of trouble is telling me that I shouldn't be agreeing to this, but you have a deal, Joftaz. I'll get your pouch. A straight exchange of the information for the item. Consider it a deal, then. I will wait for you here in the Anchorhead until you return with the item. We will be back. Do not leave this place. I've laid a trap outside, so in case you do, you know. Alright. Gorath watched the docks. Behind him, James stood with his ear pressed against the door of the house, listening for the stirring of the crawler or his men, but heard only the thumping of his own heart. The door was locked, and he reached inside his pack to search for his keys and picklocks. He saw a very small, very straight crack in the trim beside the door. Smiling at the old mocker's trick, he pressed his thumb against the trim and pushed down. The wood slid away, revealing a small brass key. Removing it from its hiding place, he jammed it into the brass lock, whispering his thanks to the old mocker who had first taught him this trick. Clearly, story-related reasons in case you had terrible lockpicking skill. Within, the house was dim, but not so dark that James couldn't navigate by instinct alone. Creeping, he investigated the whole of the three-room house, noting anything that looked out of the ordinary. Near the fireplace, he discovered something that appeared to be a chest, but dismissed it as suspect, its location tagging it as a trap for less clever thieves. On the far wall, he eyed a row of 5 colorfully lacquered pots, each spilling over with a tangle of violet-covered tondil horns. Many times in Krondor, he had heard the Princess Anita lamenting over the fact that the flowers were nearly impossible to grow in the salty soil of the coastal regions and required nearly constant sunlight. Located as they were at the rear of the house, however, they would undoubtedly receive very little light at all. Smiling, he upturned each of the pots until at last he discovered the hidden powder bag and made a mental note to thank the princess for her relentless efforts to civilize him. Clutching his find triumphantly, he hurried outside to rejoin his very nervous-looking traveling companions. Jimmy the Hand was still alive and well. So let's see. Where did this powder bag go? It is just a fairly normal powder bag, apparently. I mean, it has 8 uses out of it. So the honorable Seigneur from Krondor returns. Have you brought along the pouch I asked you for? I did. It seems that today Banath was has smiled on the both of us. I have what you want, and you apparently know what I need to know. The pouch in exchange for the story. That was the deal. I want to hear a story about a silver spider. And a brass spyglass? Yes, Banath has gifted you most certainly. I wouldn't have thought anyone wily enough to defeat the crawler, but if the happy prankster has given you the knack, then I'll happily help you as best I can. Now, the silver spider is a rare item, so I remember when I get one, and I'm most assuredly pleased when I can turn a profit from one. They are heartily sought out here in the kingdom. It's been several months since I last sold one. Can you describe the last man who bought one? Oh, aye, I can describe him. Stoop-backed, crass, hard-bartering fellow who was wearing a black cloak and a bird. An eagle was blazed across his chest. You mean a hawk? A golden hawk? I have lived a greater part of my days here in Sildon, It might have been a hawk or it could have been a gull. All I know is that I lost a great deal that day between he and the trader named Abook, who brought in some sailor's trinkets he appropriated from Prankstone. As for the man with the bird on his chest, the last I heard of him, he was asking to purchase a ticket on a ship called the Mocker's Folly, bound for Krondor. A Nighthawk bound for Krondor? Where could I find the ship's captain? Krondor, I suspect, though I don't see why that would be important to you. I will decide what is important or unimportant. Now, what about the brass spyglass? Would you know anything about that? As I told you before, sailors' trinkets are common here in Sildon. If it is a special glass you covet, I would urge you to seek out the trader Abook. I could hope only to make 5, perhaps 10 gold sovereigns from such an item, so I decided they were not really worth my time bothering with them. You may find that bothering with silver spiders has cost you more than you imagined, Joftaz. If I find that any of the prince's family have died of poisoning when I return there, you'll have a great deal more to worry about than turning a profit. Alright, so we gotta find Abook now. Well, let's go ahead and bookmark. It is getting to be dark. I'm going to go back to where we first encountered him. Zoom my map back out. And there's really no reason to have that zoomed in at all, as far as I'm concerned. What about this house? Nope. They were not alone. Gorth's pulse quickened as he saw the lone figure approach, but when it became apparent they were not being attacked, he relaxed a bit, squinted slightly in an attempt to see who was about to join them. Abook, Master of Locks at your service. How may I be of assistance? It appears that you are master of more than locks. What do you know of the Prank Stone north of Romney? Tongue wags loose in Sildon. I see my enterprises may be silenced. I am interested only in a brass spyglass that you sold to Joftaz in Sildon. Tell me about it, and I will choose to forget about any other thefts you may have participated in. How did you come by it? A year and 20 ago, I bought a box in Sildon from a trader. He told me it would bring me great fortune, but I wished only for a strong chest to hold my things, and I told him that he would be a fool to sell such a box. We haggled, and at last I purchased it for 10 sovereigns, a price that the seller seemed positively glad to receive. I too was pleased with the exchange, but began to wonder at the nature of what I had purchased. The chest was possessed of a kahunlo. A kahunlo? What does that mean? It was a box of trickery, of magic. Objects would appear in the box, things that I had not placed there. Then one day I met a man from Romney, and he told me of the true nature of my chest. When things were lost in a certain place, they came to my box, and we could sell those items. We decided, of course, that we would never tell each other more about ourselves, so our business would be safe should one of us fall into harm. And you two would split the profits of whatever appeared in the box. I take it that the brass spyglass was one of the items he arranged for you to find. It was one of many things. The day you got the spyglass, did anything else appear in your box? A few things. I keep the things whose value I do not know, so those items which arrived with the spyglass are still there as well. I believe there was a note whose contents I do not remember. Where was this box? Is it close by? It lies behind a mountain with 2 other boxes near Sildon, and is locked with a special lock. You will have to spell out Thorn so that it may be opened. If you do not understand of what I speak, you shall when you find the box. Thorn, we will remember your kindness. Thank you. Okay, so we just need to go find a Mortel wordlock chest, apparently. With the Word of Thorn as its thingy-do. Alright, let's see, at this point, I suppose we could make our way back in that direction. I'm trying to think if there's anywhere close by that I can sell this armor that Gorath has got on him. don't think so. Let's keep going this way for now. See if we encounter any more Nighthawks or anything like that. Could run to Nia's place, Nia's shop, see what she has for sale. Alright, it's getting a little dark. Let's snooze for a bit. Alright, I just completely missed where the shop was. There we go. Okay, first of all, let's go ahead and sell that. Is there anything else that I want to sell? I'll just use those up. She would buy that, but I'll hold on to it at least until we get through all of our other characters. Alright, do you have anything for sale that I want? How much adventuring do you have? 8. You know what? Let's go ahead and just cap out. I think I'm going to buy some elven crossbows next chance I get. Those have a really good accuracy bonus to them, so I think that would serve us very well long term. Alright, let's haggle. I'll accept that. Oh, and I can sell these torches. Yep, that's pretty good. Yep. The reason why I sometimes check is because if you haggle, sometimes you'll get... Like, technically, these rations are coming in at, like, 2 gold, 8.5 silver. But it's rounding down to 8 silver. But it will not be rounded for the 14 rations, so it'll come in at, like, 5 gold, 7 silver. If you look at that, you'll notice that you'll save a silver coin if you buy them in the 7 stacks. Might as well, right? Alright, so that's about it there. Get back onto scouting and stealth. Have not seen any other foes. Could run back up to Mitchell Wayland. See if he says anything different now. And then start heading up towards Prank Stone. Okay, not too worried about enemies, because we've basically taken care of everything, at least between Romney and Nia's shop, so... Not a whole lot else to worry about on this stretch of road. I imagine that there will be enemies in between, like, in the Sarth and Lamut area. But I will end up taking care of those guys all off-screen, visiting the various taverns, and playing, doing some barding, that sort of thing. I hit the wrong button. Let's go ahead and rest. Keep going. Did I just pass Sloop? I did just pass Sloop. Let's see if Mitchell Wayland has anything to say. The corpses are still outside of his house. No, he is gone. Alright. So I think once we've taken care of the whole Guild War thing, he's no longer there. Just kind of curious if he'd say anything about a book. Owen was whistling. Suddenly aware his traveling companion had grown irrepressibly cheerful over the last few miles, James turned and favored the squire with an inquisitive stare. Why the sudden lift in your spirits? Unless I'm mistaken, we're heading towards my uncle Corvallis' estate in Caval Keep. Assuming we keep heading this way. We are going in that direction, aren't we? Yes, we are. Owen talked as they traveled, pointing out familiar geographical features that he related a good deal of history about the region's history. As they attempted to ford a small river, soon they found themselves back upon a major road. Well, it's a good thing they managed to ford that river. Okay. I mean, if I can't rest up there, I'll rest down here. But yeah, I'll leave this book. I'll probably also make a point of swinging by the chests that I'd left up past Sarth and Quester's View to grab the stuff that was in there and leave all of that at Krondor as well. Alright, so, new area. And I think I see already what has caused the game to not let me rest. But for good measure, let me get onto the right map. The Nighthawk hadn't noticed them. It's anybody's guess whether he's out to kill us or probably just taking a stroll somewhere. Oh, I think it's a little bit more than just a guess. Okay, let's go ahead and attack. James charged forward. Caught off guard, their opponents scrambled around helplessly before finally squaring off in a defensive position. Exploiting their momentary advantage, James barked several quick commands and prepared to join the battle. Let's get on to defense and melee. Actually, you know what? Let's get on to melee. Defense and casting. Nope, one of those went up. Hi, friend. Nice. Got some extra damage there. Have a little fire, Nighthawk. Oh, sorry, Gorath. Down he goes. Alright, they got some crossbows. It's fine. Let's go say hi to you. Keep trying to say hi to you. Not sure what other spells use casting accuracy other than that one. Down he goes. And down he goes. Alright, very nice. Gorth's strength has increased. Excellent. I think he's dead. Maybe. Ooh. That's Ronnie light crossbow. Okay, another whetstone. Key. Now, I'm not going to be able to run back to Romney and sell this stuff, unfortunately. One restorative. I think that's good for you. What do we got? Poisoned rations. Let's go ahead and take that. So we're going to need to find another place to sell our stuff up here. So I believe the corpses will disappear if I... unless I find something else to put them in. Yeah, almost missed that hole here. I wonder if... what this will do. Yep, alright, so that's it's telling you about the items there. So one aventurine, one lockpick. Let's go ahead and get you onto weapon craft. Strength is up to 32. It's kind of ridiculous. Take that, and take that. I suppose I could leave some things in here. I'm not sure how much space this actually has. Oh, it's actually almost used up. Not enough room there, alright? Kind of wish that you could combine these anyway. Let's see, one use of that left. Oh, right, that goes on armor. I forgot that's what that did. It's not really going to do much good, but because I don't think we're going to be encountering anyone that has any of that stuff. But we can do it anyway. Alright, let's see. So I can definitely pick up a few other items from these corpses. get the armor. Go ahead and poison those, just so that they're worth a little bit more. And I can't really carry anything else. Alright. Well, let's get back onto the road. Let's see what we got going forward. We got a bridge here. But it is about time to end the episode. I think when we come back next time, we'll see if maybe there's anyone waiting to ambush us there or anything like that. Would be a good place for it. But that will be next time. See you then, everyone.